Yo, what's good? It's your boy Lo, man. How are y'all doing out there today? Give yourself some claps. Let me give y'all some claps. So I'm pretty excited about today, and today is a quick conversation. But before I get into that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Aloysius Ballard. I am an entrepreneur. I am a creative director. I am a filmmaker. I've also dealt in all aspects of digital media. And one of the things that I do love about everything that I do is the ability to connect with people. So with that being said, right, I wanted to get into a conversation because I am in the middle of writing a new business plan. And I was saying to myself how important it is for me in my journey to document things that I feel may be a challenge or a hurdle, so to speak, when it comes to my development and the new doors and opportunities that I'm facing. So when I was doing this, I've been writing a business plan for a new venture that I'm getting into. And because of that, it made it where I wanted to just breeze through it. I have these great ideas, especially as a creative. I was like, this is perfect. I know how we can, build out this content and all these things that I'm facing, only to discover that it doesn't work like that. The people I am partnering with that is looking to fund this venture want to know where we are going. And it made me have, and is making me, because I'm not just completely done yet, but it made me stay still and think about the play. And one thing that I love is that we look at a football game, right? And we see the players on the field and we think that they're just lining up and that they're just executing based on talent alone. But that's not the case. Now, stick with me because I'm going to get to some things today that I think I know will be able to help all of us go and grow. Now, when I had to sit down and look into a business plan, it's been a while because I'm going to be transparent. When I started my initial production company, I started it, and I've always been in entrepreneurship. My first love of entrepreneurship started when I was in high school. I attended a school called St. Martin High School, and they had a program they rolled out. I think I was about in 10th grade with Mr. Nelms, who taught me. He introduced a course at St. Martin that was called entrepreneurship. And I never forget Mr. Nelms explaining to us what this course meant. And I've always been fascinated with business. I've always been fascinated with starting something from an idea and a concept and then being able to execute that thing throughout like the lifespan of the development of business. So, of course, I signed up. I got into it. I joined a club that was a national club called the Future Business Leaders of America. Now, when I joined FBLA, I was exposed to even more people who were teaching us, or we were learning together about how to be in business. But more so than business, I think what I loved was being around people who enjoyed creating things. And that's the thing, and the dangerous thing about being a creative, but also loving business is that we get an adrenaline high off just ideas and just running through. Now, I mentioned the people on a football team because when we look at the quarterback, we look at the running back, we look at the defensive side, we see them line up and we see them execute. Sometimes there's penalties, sometimes there's setbacks, but the ability to overcome your opponent and your opposition to score that touchdown is what we all root for. And that's a lot where I am in my walk and journey so far. I was able to discover price points, what it costs for me to do business or to provide a service. But providing a service was something that I realized did not equate to doing good, efficient business. And a lot of times as creatives, we find ourselves struggling to lock in on the things that make us, in the end, more efficient. And what do I mean by that? I simply mean that the players on the field, like I read this recently where they, I think the coach that is of the Miami Dolphins now was also the offensive coordinator, or he was a coach on Johnny Manziel's team when I think he played for the Browns. And he said Johnny never read the playbook. And what people saw was Johnny just using his instincts to pretty much play the game. Now, that may have gotten Johnny through a lot of situations, but there wasn't very much room for victory, because the people who have a plan and execute will 9 times out of 10 defeat you if you're just flying by the seat of your pants. And that's where I no longer want to exist. I want to be able to know the play. I want to be able to understand the method and the opponents that I'm facing and dial up ways, because that's all a play is. That's all a defensive package is finding where the weaknesses are and stopping them and cutting them off, not allowing those weaknesses to come against you and to hurt you. And that's what business plans are. Now, I want to play a quick clip, right? I want to play a quick clip. I'm going to cut to this, and I want y'all to hear some of this because I like the way this guy explains some of the benefits of a business plan.
There are 3 major benefits for you having a business plan in place, and here's what it is. Number 1, when you write out a business plan, when you take a piece of paper and start saying, this is what we're going to do, then we're doing this, first quarter we'll do this, I'm going to focus on this, this is what we get, if we do this, we'll get this, if I get this, I'm going to get myself this. You get clarity on what you're doing, and when you get clarity, that gives you enthusiasm, because you know if we hit this, we're getting this, and that's exciting, and you need enthusiasm in business. The second thing it gives you a target. Here's what our target is by the end of Q1. Here's what our target is by the end of this month. Here's what our target is by the end of the year. What a target gives you is focus. You then become focused about your target, and you can minimize all the distractions. And last but not least, when you are clear, when you have a target and you set deadlines, that gives birth to urgency. And an organization who has high enthusiasm, an organization who is fully focused, and an organization who is urgent to hit their deadlines, to hit their target, to hit their goals that they're clear about, it is very difficult to compete with that individual and to compete with that organization.
Wow. I love that clip. I love that because it is what we are discussing today. Having the ability to be clear in our thinking, knowing what it costs to do something. Everything about what we create has a price tag. Sometimes we absorb it all, but we can't continually build like that. You can't grow if you're not taking in the thought that we need to be fed, We need to be protected. We need to be healthy. We need some profit to buy the things that we need to build out this concept and this business. And I love that I'm having to sit, even in this stage of my career, where now all of the opportunities that I seek, all of the opportunities that allow me the payday that I have worked so hard to deserve and earn, is me having the ability now to understand what it costs and how to minimize those damages so that more profit exists, which means more opportunities come. And like he said, we have the clarity to know where we want to go. So I want to know what to expect after 2 months of business. I want to know what my benchmark is 6 months in. Because if we have the clarity to reach these goals, if we have the clarity to obtain the methods and the resources that we need, now our partners and people we work with know also what it takes to build out this vision, this idea, and this concept in our heads. So let's circle back to, why is it so hard for creatives to make business plans? Because a lot of times we just want to be on the field, because we lack the discipline to settle down to really think it through. It's the same way with script writing. Can anybody write a script? Absolutely. But what makes a script great, and hear me, what makes a script great is the people who have the ability to not only write it, but they go back and revise it. And then sometimes revise it again, multiple times, until you get to a place where it's just ready. And that's where I want us to be. Going into 2024. Yes, I said going into 2024. Because see, we're in the fourth quarter. The year you want to see happen next year starts now. Plan it. If you have an idea, if you want a podcast, if you want a short film, if you want a content strategy business, if you want to do whatever it is you want to do, I encourage you to think about, what does it cost? Sit down, write it out. What is your competition? Do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses. When we look at all of these things that go into just what a business plan really consists of, we can find that, it's not as cut and dry as we think. And that's what I had to come to the realization of it is, yes, I have a great idea, right? But what are the opportunities that this will present? What are some of the things that will threaten it? You don't think about that. You just think about what you want to build. And that is why we fail so many times. I want to bring it back full circle, because in the end, the more we know, the more we grow. Knowing what can derail or beset our concepts and ideas and our plans only lets us prepare early and then execute so that we can succeed. I was a huge fan of Coach Sabian's ability to prepare his team for every opponent they face. And when I'm talking about the prime of Alabama, where you just saw them be dominant in every aspect of the game. And to see someone, a team, a body of people work together to do that was amazing. But that didn't happen without a solid plan. A solid plan for the season, a solid plan for each individual game, a solid plan for in between those games. I think they said at one point in that run, Coach Sabian took his players to like the Vatican, took them to different things to experience life. Some of them had never, ever done any of that. Didn't know what life was outside of football. He upped the ante of letting them see what football and the opportunities could be by staying involved and dedicated to the program he had. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of dedication. It was a lot of sacrifice. A lot like the businesses that we want to run and see manifest in our lives. But we got to have the discipline to do it. We got to have the ability to show up and be locked in. Yeah, I like that. Be locked in enough to do the business plans for what we want. I've been studying some things. I'm going to keep trying to update you guys on my development, but you definitely should study what a SWOT analysis is. Once again, that is strengths, that is weaknesses, the opportunities, but then what are the threats to those ideas, concepts, business, whatever the case is. And then fix them, strategize, work to your best to alleviate as many of those as you can. I want to leave you with a little bit of encouragement of saying thank you for watching first off, but also to just do the work. I feel like if we are all bought in a way that allows us, allots us the ability to develop ourselves first, it will only improve everything that we're a part of. For me, I don't want to be a creative that is afraid of the business anymore. I want to understand it because it helps me articulate my value, but it also helps me to show others that I take what I do seriously. For me, it was a very humbling experience to sit in front of someone who had the authority, the resources, the ability to give me what I needed if and when I could articulate the plan. And to be only there and being able only to speak to the idea let me know that I was running without a plan. See, you can maybe win a game sometimes with the Hail Mary, but 9 times out of 10, that play gets old. And it's easily, and I do mean easily, able to defend because they know where you're going every single time. If this has helped, if you guys enjoyed, you ladies or gentlemen, enjoyed this conversation, these quick conversations about topics like this, don't hesitate to let me know. I want to bring more content like this to you guys. Tell me what else you would like to know about anything that you feel I may have a voice to. I'm very, very open to that. If you haven't, Please subscribe to my platforms, to my channels. I know it sounds like something cliche at this point because we all say it in video world, but it does make a difference. Primarily a difference it makes is lets me know that the content that I'm creating is valuable. And that's what I seek to do, is add value to all of my listeners, all of my followers, anybody that connects to me. I do not take it for granted. I do not take it lightly. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Peace.